go. I'm gonna try doing a little top water this morning, but I'm gonna switch colors. I'm gonna try this gold and silver. On this river, sometimes they like a plug that has a little yellow and gold in it. Oh no. I gotta get the jacket. It's starting to dump on me, guys. I guess we're gonna be getting wet today. I'm gonna tie this plug on with a little loop knot. I prefer to tie it on with a loop knot, or even a TA clip is good, so that this plug has a lot of side-to-side action. There we go. So today is the start of the incoming tide right now. I'm gonna hit these two docks in here. We've got some really good moving current. It is a full moon today, so that's probably why. And I bet you this tide is going to get really, really high, like higher than it would normally. And the big influx of ocean water upriver could be the reason that the fish in here turn on, and once we find them, they might be really chewing. There he is. He got me on the dock there. I'm gonna probably lose this fish, but as long as I get my plug back, I'll be happy. Let's see what happens. Oh God. Oh. Got him. Miraculously, guys. The piling right here I almost bumped into. Oh, it's a jack. I thought it was a snook. Huh. Little jack. Jesus. Whew. Oh my God. I got him. See ya. Jeez, Mr. Rain Man or Mother Nature, cut me some slack here. Let's check my line. My leader's okay. I don't know about my main line though. I might have acted just quick enough that everything is okay, or it seems to be okay. Let's see what else wants to eat. Oh God, another fish. I'm in only 2 feet of water. It seems like there's quite a few jacks up here in the shallows looking for a snack. That's a little bit bigger one. Look how fat he is. He's got a fat little belly. Oh God. Just ran into the dock. There's so much current right now. When I hook a fish and I'm fighting the fish, it's hard to see where I'm going. I also got my rain jacket hood up, so I can't really use my peripheral vision. Got a nice rainbow, almost 2 rainbows actually. Pretty cool. The tide is pushed up really nicely along these seawalls here. Right along this seawall, we've got to get a fish. This looks so snooky with this tide pushed way up. And now we got a little breeze blowing into it. Like, how could there not be a single predator looking to eat something here? All right, not too much or anything on top water here. I'm gonna clip it off and I'm gonna try this little swim bait again. It looks like the tide is just starting to go out too. There we go. This wind is really starting to crank up. I might have to start heading back. There's one. Woo! That guy's going crazy. Finally. I found one snook. Just as I was starting to think that all hope was lost. This guy choked it too. Pretty one. All right, not much other love on this little paddle tail. And I have a split tail minnow on board that I think could work really well. All right, I tied this weedless hook on with a screw lock with a loop knot, because kind of the same principle, just like a spook. I want this jerk bait split tail minnow to have a lot of side to side darting action. Look at that beautiful little bite-sized morsel that looks exactly like a little mullet. Oh yeah, that should get crushed. This seawall is pretty good because it's about 2 feet right on the edge of it. So plenty of water for even some big fish to come in here and feed. Oh, there's a fish. Another jack. That crushed the split tail minnow. Not big, but I'll take it. All right, right along here, we're gonna nail something nice. This is usually a pretty good spot. I feel like we should even drop the shallow water anchor if we can. Now I can take a bunch of long casts along this wall without moving through the spot. And you know, we could take like 20 casts here and just wait for fish to cruise by and hopefully hit. Like that. Just like that. Whew! Nice. That was sick. That fish barely slurped this little lure. I'm not sure how big it is, but he ripped out a good amount of line. Woo! He's ripping. Another jack around the same size. Nothing giant, but still fun on the light tackle. These size jacks are just extremely fired up today. The snook, not so much. They're being difficult. Oh, that was perfect. Nothing though. Hard to believe. All right, sometimes right under this dock there's some nice fish. Now, what you want to do in a scenario like this is try and skip it all the way in there into the shadow line, and then work it out slow. There he is. And another little jack. Right where a big snook should have been. Oh. Sorry, buddy. The jacks are really fired up today. Big fish, bigger fish. He hit and then pulled me around the pilings, guys. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, Jesus. Oh. It'll be a miracle if I get this fish. Nope, I dropped that one. I think we should try switching to maybe a little shrimp lure if we want to get another snook. I think the snook are being real finicky today, so something more subtle like this might get more bites, especially along the mangroves here. And it looks like we're starting to get some good current flowing around this little mangrove point. So there should be some snook here. Oh, we got another snook. Look at that. Monster. Snook number 2 at least. We're going backwards. We need to seriously find where the bigger fish are hanging out. I like this creek sometimes back in here. There might even be some tarpon. That looks good right there too. I'm seeing a lot of bait back in here. There might be some big snook just chilling right in here. There's a third snook. What the heck? This one is going crazy. Oh my god. Ah, that's why we love snook. They're just so wild. Got them right on the tip of the nose. That's a better one. Really pretty too. Whew. Wild fish. That one I got right where I saw whatever that fish was splash. It looked like a jack splash, but I guess it could have been a snook that splashed on some little glass minnows or something, and then I threw the shrimp right in there and he smoked it right away. Cool stuff. We'll keep pushing back. We might find another snook or two. So I get asked all the time, how do you fish a little voodoo shrimp? And when you're in the shallows like this, I like to just let it hit bottom, and then I'll give it a little jig, let it sit back down on the bottom. Maybe I'll give it a 1-2 jig, let it settle back down. And sometimes with these little shrimp lures, the slower the better, really. And if I'm targeting fish that are suspended, like tarpon or even snook at times, then I just let it sink a little bit more, you know, if I'm fishing in deeper water. And I'll give it like a slow count to kind of get an idea of how deep I'm getting down. Like 1, 2, 3, like that would probably be around 3 feet down. And the more, you know, the more you fish with these kind of lures, then it'll just become like second nature, and you'll know exactly how slow you have to fish it to get the bites. And really surprised I'm not seeing any tarpon yet. I thought I would see at least a couple roll way back in here. There he is. Something else right here. Another little jack. These guys are everywhere today. This guy didn't even give a snook a chance to eat it, because as soon as it hit the water, he was on it. All right, let's rip a cast down the middle, way up there where this little creek starts to get thinner. I feel like there's going to be a really big snook right in here. Like not big, but for this light tackle, like 28 to 32 inches, that would be big for this, and really fun. And I bet you there's one in here. I just got to put it in front of them. There he is. Is that a little tarpon or a snook? It's another little snook. I thought for a second it was a tarpon. Oh my God. Whew. Snook number 4. Way up in this creek. When I first hooked him, he jumped like 2 feet out of the water. That was a wild one. That was a tarpon, guys, right there. That was a tarpon. Finally, we saw one. Found a little fat snook. I might have just saw a tarpon roll right there. Oh, there he was. There was a tarpon. That was cool. I wasn't sure, you know, and I just got a good hook set in him, and he jumped instantly. So in the blink of an eye, he was out of the water, and I had barely any time to bow to him. I don't think the hook even got him. It probably needs a little sharpening now. That was a decent one too. Way in the back of this little creek in 2.5 feet of water. Here we go again. Please be one more. right there, I saw a really tiny one just roll. Probably the size of a herring. That one we hooked into was actually bigger than what I thought I would find back here. Like that first one that we saw roll was probably about that big. And that one we had on was probably like 27, 28 inches maybe. Let's start moving down the creek. And then once we get to the river, we'll put the Bixby electric motor in and we'll start cruising down river to our next spot. There's a tarpon right in front of the kayak. A really tiny one though. Oh, there's another snook. Nice. As we were working our way out, got him. Not a giant, but another fun light tackle fish. Gorgeous. Look how dark he is. That's a pretty one. I was just gonna beeline it out of here. I'm glad I took a couple more casts as I was heading down the creek, and then I got that last one. So I'll keep fishing and maybe we'll keep catching. Let's try right there again. We got one snook there on the way up. There could be some more that are staging back in that little shadow line area. There's also a little trickle of outgoing tide, and the current's hitting right up along that bank. This little snook crushed it. I thought it was going to be a much bigger fish. See ya. Oh, look at that. I'm marking a lot of stuff right underneath me here. Really surprised I didn't catch anything in this little stretch on the way up. Usually there's always some here. Oh, money right there. There should be a slot in this area. What is that? No way, guys. I got a Mayan cichlid to eat the voodoo shrimp. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty big one too. See ya. Whoa, there's a good fish. Not sure what it is yet. I think a jack. It felt bigger when it first hit. Pretty cool though, just using the Bixby to kind of keep us going back, and I'm casting on these docks as we're moving. Let's try a few casts right here. Another benefit of fishing in the kayak is you can do what I'm doing right now. Go under all the structure. Especially if you hook a big fish and you know you have to go after them. It's harder to do in a boat. Look at that monster. Belly hooked snapper. Sorry, little guy. Right behind me, I just heard a fish blow up. There he is. Oh, I got a catfish on the swim bait, guys. What? This guy thumped it too. I thought it was gonna be that redfish. All right, come on. Look at this booger he left me. Nasty. All right, I moved a little bit further after that catfish. I also retied and put on a new leader because that catfish actually tore my leader up pretty good as he was trying to wrap me around a piling. And it looks like we might have some outgoing tides still going around this rocky point. So let's hop our little paddle tail along here and maybe we'll nail something. How about a redfish? I feel like I've said that like 10 times at like 10 different spots today. God, I'm so hungry. I should have packed more to eat. I'm my own worst enemy when I go out on the water. I'll tell myself it's gonna be, you know, a shortish day, and then it ends up being 8 hours. I really only consider an all day on the water though, like sun up to sundown. Wow, way out there, a monster fish just busted on some bait. It's still busting out there. Something big. Let's go check it out. I think I should tie on my spook though. This might be our biggest fish of the day coming up any second now. They're still popping bait out there. Jeez, man. I gotta get this on quick. Just keep looking out there. They keep popping. Let's see if this gets me one. I'm just gonna launch it way out and I'm gonna rip it in. Look at that, guys, right there next to the kayak. This fish busting all around. Let's launch it out there. Look at that. A little bit past where I just casted, there was some big blow-ups. Oh my God, that was a monster tarpon, guys. An absolute monster of a tarpon. Blowing up on bait out here. Wow, that was a giant fish. I thought it was jacks popping out here. I guess it's tarpon. Whew! That was cool. I'm a little outgunned for what I just saw. That thing was well over 100 pounds. All right, sadly, I could not get any big bites out here, but that was cool to see some big tarpon busting on the mullet, pushing through here. And I think tomorrow we'll definitely have to come back out around the same time and the same tide and see if we could drag around some big baits, and maybe we'll get some of those big girls to eat, which would be really cool. But we're gonna head to the far shoreline now, and we're just gonna hit the last stretch there all the way back to the launch. Oh, did you see that in there, guys? Big fish busting on the seawall. Still right there. Let's see if we can get them. It's super shallow in there. Come on, hurry, 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 hurry. We gotta go. We gotta get over there. Oh, they're going crazy on that seawall. Holy crap. Look at that, guys. Woo! That sounded like a snook right there. All right, let's just try the spook again. There's a bunch of fish here looking for a big snack. Whew. Jeez, guys. Oh, oh, there was one. Zillions of like 8 to 10 inch mullet around. Whew. It is. Oh ho ho, money cashed right there. There's no way we're not gonna get a big bite there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Find it, find it. Eat it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nothing on that. That stunk. There was so much bait and there was fish busting all over, but by the time I got the spook ready to go, those fish kind of moved out. I'm gonna hit this last dock here, and then that is gonna be it. Maybe we'll get one slot snook here, and then we can call it a day. Oh, perfect cast. A good snook, I think, or a jack, but he's around the pilings. Let's get him. Really, dude? He went back through that way. Can't tell which way he went now. Now he's over this way. Jesus. Nice, it's a fat snook. There we go. Whew. This one is thick. I love catching these fat snook. They're about like double the weight, if not more, of a common snook that's like the same length. See ya. All right, folks. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up after that last fish. I had a blast out here fishing and filming today. We went all over the place, and it's just about 5 p.m. now. So we've been out here almost all day. So I hope that is worth at least one like from you. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more episodes like this, and comment down below what else do you want to see me fish for. I'm craving to get back down to the Florida Keys to do some more light tackle jigging in the kayak for mutton snapper and grouper. So we'll see. I'm hoping next week the tide looks good, but if the winds don't lay low, then we might not be able to do it. But if everything cooperates, we're getting back down there to make some more Keys content for y'all. But until then, like always, live to fish, fish to live.